Okay, this is Hamza's screen. Pranjali, you also try sharing your screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Acha, you have shared the screen, no? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Hamza, you are also there? Huh. I can't
Yes, ma'am.
see you somehow in the class. Not a problem. Now, I want you guys to open the Word document that you have. Okay.
Uh,
जहाँ पर भी आप लिखते हो, just open it for now, I would say.
Ma'am, actually, the problem right now I'm facing is that I'm unable to see your sharing of screen.
I haven't shared anything as of now.
Okay, okay, okay. No problem. Mm, 15 notes.
Okay, you guys are able to share the screen. Now for two
Yes, ma'am.
minutes, stop sharing the screen. For 2 minutes, stop sharing the screen.
Okay,
I
okay,
just wanted to see whether you both are able to share the screen together or not.
okay.
Okay. Now we have done this in the class actually that day, but I'm still going to do it again just so that we are all on the same page over here. 1 second.
Ma'am, can I get
Hmm.
the response of my mock test, like 4 questions where I went wrong?
We'll have a discussion on it. I will be doing that discussion one on one. Okay.
Okay, okay,
प्रांजी के साथ मैंने मॉक टेस्ट 1 का कर लिया था ऑलरेडी
okay,
बट मॉक टेस्ट 1 का एंड 2 का तुम्हारा पेंडिंग है एंड मॉक टेस्ट 2 का प्रांजलि के लिए पेंडिंग है सो मे बी टुडे इवनिंग वी शुड कनेक्ट ऑन कॉल एंड देन आई विल गिव यू द गाइडलाइंस ओके
okay.
नाउ Hamza read this quickly Pranjali has done this already actually but
Okay.
read this quickly tell me once you're done reading I'll change the slide Pranjali meanwhile you also read it once more okay
Okay, ma'am.
Done.
done okay next slide now you guys already know that you get 3 minutes over here to write sorry to read correct you get 3 minutes to read this article basically this is according to the writing integrated task 1 that we do in the test correct
Done, ma'am.
done okay
Yes.
now what I want you to do is this is there in your handout also that I had shared on Tuesday, correct? I had shared on Tuesday. Now, from the article, you have to write down the three problems that the author is mentioning in it. Okay? Check it in the article quickly and write down the three problems given over here. Now, you might already have observed when you did the integrated tasks before, even in your mock test, even in on your test ready task that you do, correct? That whenever they are giving you integrated tasks there will always be 3 points that they mention there will always be 3 points that they mention in the passage there will always be 3 points that they mention in the listening task or the listening audio also okay and that is the reason we have to highlight it in 5 paragraphs 3 body paragraphs 1 introductory paragraph and 1 conclusory paragraph okay conclusion जो हम बोलते हैं that's how your usual essay is also whenever you write something
But
correct
ma'am, I was seeing the original TOEFL IBT that you have shared with us. So in that 3 paragraphs were given, like only an introductory line and then 3 paragraphs, and the
हाँ
last
तो
line
वो
was the concluding one.
हाँ तो वो लाइन है उसको हम पैराग्राफ ही बोलेंगे वन लाइन में
Okay,
ही है बट वो दैट्स एक्चुअली अ पैराग्राफ ओके
okay,
as soon as you change the paragraph, that first one becomes a paragraph, even if it's one line. So that's fine if it's one line. That's what we are going to do. Okay. Now, have you highlighted the 3 points from your? Did you get the 3 problems? Now, this article basically talks about problems. As soon as you look at the problems in this article, you should understand that the listening audio that we are going to come across for this task is going to be about solutions, because the article talks about the problems. Correct? So, what are the 3 problems? Tell me quickly, Hamza.
Ma'am, first one is deforestation. Second
Good.
one is elephant-human conflict.
Good.
Third one is the trade of ivory. No, the trade of ivory. Yeah,
Correct.
illegal trade of ivory.
Very good. You know what is ivory, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Those are your 3 points. Now we are going to listen to the audio. In audio, of course, as I said just now, the author is going to mention, the professor is going to mention 3 solutions to these problems. So those 3 solutions we have to write them down. Understood?
Sure, ma'am.
Pranjali, you also try it once more,
Okay, ma'am.
because we are going to do the writing task on the same. Okay.
Listen to part of a lecture on the topic you just read about.
Recently, you read a short text on the different ways in which elephants are being threatened. It may look like things are getting worse, but there are several things we can do to help protect the endangered African elephants. According to the reading, deforestation is damaging the elephant's habitat and food sources. To solve this problem, we need to support sustainable development and farming. That means that we should use tools and techniques that cause the least amount of damage to the environment. The goal is to make sure that we have enough natural resources in the long term for both humans and animals. Now, as for the issue of human-elephant conflicts, a good solution is to keep elephants away from farms and populated areas. Farmers can protect their fields by planting chili plants around them. Chili causes elephants to cough and sneeze, so eventually they will want to walk away. When it comes to the illegal trade in ivory, one solution is to involve local communities in conservation programs. Locals can earn money from tourism, which helps fund these programs and improves the local economy. Furthermore, local communities can work closely with governments to prevent the illegal hunting of elephants. For example, communities and governments can form local groups that are in charge of monitoring elephant populations. These are only a few examples of the many solutions for the problems mentioned in the reading article.
Got the points?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now you will try to mention the problems and the solutions that have been given. Okay. According to the problems have been mentioned in the reading passage, you will mention the solution to it. So this is the excerpt of the listening task that we just did. See if you missed any point. Get in the actual test. In the actual test, what you will get would be little difficult. Okay, the passage was also shorter, and the the listening audio is also shorter. But in the actual test, it will be a little longer. We know that, correct? But the main thing that we know is it will be 3 points that we talk about over here. Correct?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, should we start writing?
No.
Okay.
Just see if you have mentioned the problems and the
Oh,
solutions to it properly. Okay.
okay.
Actually,
So,
we
ma'am,
did the writing part, the raw writing part in the last session. As you were absent, today I'm just going to show you
right,
directly on how the passage should actually look. Okay.
right.
The way you guys are writing, it's good, but it can be better to
Okay.
get that 5 score. 5 score on your test ready task and 4 in your actual test. Okay.
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 So that's the reason I am going to write it, and like I'm going to introduce you how to write it, and of course you guys are going to finish it, and then I'm going to give you another topic which you are going to write on. Okay. Now the
Sure.
problems which are mentioned, as you guys have noted it correctly, Pranjali had noted it correctly last time. Deforestation is the first point, second is human elephant conflict, and the trade of ivory. Now the solution that the professor gives is to support the sustainable development and farming for the first point. Keep elephants away from farms and populated areas for the second point. Involve local communities in conservation programs for the trade of ivory. Correct?
Right.
Now,
Right.
usually when we introduce the solution and the problems also, this is how we should introduce it in the paragraph also. Okay, the first problem is, another major problem is, or third problem is, because here they have directly mentioned that okay, these are the problems and the solutions have been highlighted as solutions, so that is how we should be putting it forward.
Okay.
Now, whenever we are introducing our problems and solutions, the way I said, this is how we should highlight them. The first or the biggest problem that the reading passage highlights is dash 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 dash. Of course, you will rephrase it, paraphrase it. The problem will remain same. Deforestation है तो deforestation ही रहेगा, उसको तो हम कुछ change नहीं कर पाएंगे, but all the other words will change. One big problem or the next problem is, another problem is that the trade of ivory, the illegal trade of ivory. Correct? Now, to solve this problem, the professor highlights the part, or gives us the solution, this. Another solution to solve the problem of trade of ivory is this. That's how you will go ahead and rephrase it. Now, solutions you can rephrase because the words which have been used are a little rephrasable, I would say over here. Correct? That's something that we have to keep in mind. Now, what I am going to do is, I am going to share my screen to a
Ma'am,
talk.
for now,
Tell me.
ma'am, how will we introduce our paragraph? Like, what will
Correct.
what will be the two lines? Like,
Correct. So, first thing that I want you guys to do is open the writing template that I had shared with you, where I had given you the phrases to be used. Now, I am not saying use the phrases as it is, but it should be in similar lines. Once you've opened it, observe my screen. The topic. Problems faced by the. Now, I would say keep the passage open in front of you. I have shared the handouts with you guys, so make sure you keep the template भी open रखो. Laptop पे हो, so I'm sure you can keep different tabs open. Template भी open रखो. Along with that, अपना handout जो मैंने share किया था, keep that also open in front of you, so you'll be able to understand the words that I am using, where I am using it from. Okay, African elephants. Now, of course, spellings, we will take care of that. Along with that, capitalizations, we'll take care of the capitalizations. Now, the reading passage usually comes in front of us, so वहाँ से हमें capitalization समझ में आ जानी चाहिए. ठीक है? Now, in the reading passage, African is capital A, elephants is a small like this. ठीक है? The reading passage highlights the problems faced by the African elephants, and the listening audio or listening task gives us the solutions for the same. Okay, so ये हो गया मेरा first introductory paragraph, where I introduce the topic which both of them are talking about. about. Now, this is
Okay.
how I put forward. You guys can rephrase it the way you want, but the main thing is you have to talk about the topic which is similar between the reading passage and the audio. That becomes your main topic. Now, usually you should get the main topic from your title also. We already know that, we have already done a quite practice of that, correct? Quite a lot of practice of that, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Of course, the phrasing you can use from the reference template that I have shared with you also. But this is how I have written it, which I find good according to the passage and the audio. Okay? Now, first and foremost, of course, you can change the wordings according to your need. The author in the reading passage highlights or states, you can use any words like this, states the issue or the problem of, what was the problem?
Deforestation.
Very good. Deforestation. Tell me how you will elaborate it in more.
So we'll define deforestation. The deforestation is the process of cutting trees.
We have to cater to the reading passage and explain.
Okay. Then, ma'am, they have also defined that the destruction of national forest.
So how will you rephrase it?
This- uh, cutting of trees. No, but it's not accurate.
Okay. In the passage, they have mentioned human activities have created several problems for African elephants, the largest land mammals on earth. The first problem is deforestation or the destruction of natural forest. Deforestation often occurs due to human activities. Okay. For example, forests are destroyed to build more roads or create more farmland. Deforestation reduces the size of elephants' natural habitats and the amount of food available for the animals. तो ये जो phrasing है इसको हम rephrase करने का try करेंगे. Last वाला जो sentence है ना, the last sentence, we will try to paraphrase it. So this usually decreases, reduces है ना, तो उसको हम दूसरा word use करेंगे. Decreases the land available for the elephants of that region. इसमें हमें और एक थोड़ा सा लाइन ऐड करना पड़ेगा बीच में, but wait, of that region which disrupts their habitat. Now habitat, ये सारे words हमने starting में देखे थे. Okay, Hamza, you missed that part. So you might feel कि ये wordings कहाँ से आ रहा है, but ये wordings हमने
Okay.
starting में देखे थे when we started the unit, that thing. Okay, which disrupts the habitat. Next, इसमें हमें और एक line बीच में add करनी है, but we'll come back to it later. In the listening, the professor gives us the solution. क्या solution था बताओ? Tell me in your own words. To this problem by stating try.
I'm just actually I have to check where I have.
Point is supports sustainable development in farming.
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Okay, by stating.
Yeah.
Tell me how will
Sus
we rephrase it?
uh, by stating that sustainable development will be a more suitable option.
Sustainable farming के development क्या था?
Development, ma'am.
Sustainable development and farming will be a more suitable
Suitable.
option for this. Okay. Now
Yes, ma'am.
we need to add one more sentence over here to make it a proper paragraph, but we'll come back to it later. But remember,
We can define like sustainable farming.
we can, but needed hai kya? Because we have only 20 minutes again. That is
Okay.
something that we have to keep in mind also. Main thing that we have to keep in mind is that we have to, again, remember that we don't have to add anything from our side. That is
Okay.
also something very, very important. Even if we know, we have to refrain from adding our points over here. Okay. So that is something that we need to keep in mind. Next.
The second problem is elephant-human conflict.
The second problem
No, ma'am. We
mentioned
can. Yes, ma'am. We can
mentioned
write
by the author
in
in
the
the
reading
reading
pass.
passage. Reading passage
Is elephant-human conflict.
is the human elephant
Conflict.
conflict. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
अभी बताओ उसका explanation थोड़ा सा.
Like when elephants are confined to smaller areas, the likelihood of clashes with human increases. We can write it in this way also.
Okay, are you rephrasing or telling me in your own, telling me the words as it is?
Just sort of rephrasing and telling in my own words.
Okay, tell
Yes.
me, tell me again.
Uh, like when elephants are confined
When elephants are confined
to smaller areas,
to smaller areas,
the likelihood of
clashes
increases. No,
with
yeah. No, the likelihood of clashes with human increases or increases. I think both are same.
human
Yes.
increases. Very good. Next, however, the lecturer और द स्पीकर, कोई भी वर्ड यूज कर सकते हैं, बट वो हम
Yes, ma'am.
थर्ड इसके लिए रख सकते हैं, द स्पीकर. द लेक्चरर gives a solution to
But ma'am,
this problem. हाँ, बोलो बोलो बोलो.
increases we can write one more sentence also, na?
Yeah, go on, tell
Like
me.
like after clashes, like with human, how like it increases, like elephant invade human settlements, damaging crops.
Such as
Elephant
elephants
in May, elephants may invade. No, it will not come like that. Human settlements,
invade
human settlements, thus damaging crops.
okay the solution to the problem by highlighting क्या पॉइंट था बताओ. Highlighting.
Ma'am, to keep elephant away from the farm.
Hmm.
And second one was to plant more, to grow more chili plants. So it will lead to elephant coughing, and they will avoid entering the field or the farmland.
Chili plants. Chili plants in the farmland. Farmland को अलग वर्ड भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं हम. The farmland which will
Prevent the elephant
the elephants
to trespass the boundary.
to
Trespass. Sorry.
boundary. Next. Trespass का क्या करें? And from trespassing to
Yes, ma'am.
more chili plants. Next.
The third is the last problem mentioned by the author.
See, you understood now how to write,
Yes, ma'am.
correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The third problem mentioned by the author. अभी यहाँ पर आपने स्किप भी किया इन द रीडिंग पैसेज तो भी चलेगा, इन द रीडिंग पैसेज बोला तो भी चलेगा, बट ऑलरेडी 2 बार हमने वो यूज़ किया तो रिपीटेशन ऑफ सेंटेंसेस हो जाएंगे, करेक्ट?
Okay.
So
Okay.
we can skip that. The third
Okay.
problem mentioned by the author
Is illegal ivory trade.
is the
Illegal ivory
illegal
trade.
trade of ivory.
Okay, ma'am.
ठीक है, इलीगल आइवरी ट्रेड वो भी बोल सकते हैं हम, थोड़ा सा वर्ड्स फ्रेजिंग्स चेंज करने के लिए. आगे बताओ.
Elephants have been hunted for their tusks, but ma'am, we have to write in simple present tense, no?
We have to try.
Okay. So elephants are hunted for their tasks, for their tusks. Sorry,
Tusks,
elephants.
हाँ,
Yeah,
elephants are often
are often
hunted
hunted for their tusks.
for their tusks
Mm,
which are sold in the market at a considerably higher price.
we can write which are highly sought, or
बोल सकते हैं.
okay,
And which are in huge demand. I was going to add which are
okay,
in huge demand.
okay.
In the market at a considerably higher price and are in are always in demand. बट ये खुद का पॉइंट हो रहा है, ये पैसेज में दिया है वैसे ये एज इट इज नहीं हो रहा है व्हेन आई एम राइटिंग दिस.
Okay, okay,
रिमेंबर दैट आल्सो, यू हैव टू केटर टू द पैसेज.
okay.
ठीक है. बाय always in demand by rich people. थोड़ा सा कंट्रोवर्शियल है ये. don't go word to word on whatever I'm writing over here. आजकल थोड़ा सा केयरफुल रहना पड़ता है इसके लिए.
Okay.
Okay. Now tell me, according to the according to listening, what is the professor saying?
Ma'am, the lecturer suggested that to solve this problem, or to cure this problem, we can involve local communities.
Mentions that we can
Involve local communities
local communities
to prevent the illegal trade,
to prevent the
illegal trade,
hunted altogether. और कुछ
So,
ऐड करना है?
yes, ma'am. The reason why local communities will be beneficial for this is the reason why local communities can work effectively
Work effectively
because they can
is आ
work.
जाएगा, ठीक है, रीजन बोला
Yeah,
ना, is.
yes, ma'am. Is they can work closely.
They can work
They can act and work closely. Act and work closely with the government or like with the governmental organization or anything like that.
government and organizations.
Yes, ma'am.
Organizations. Animal welfare organizations. Welfare organizations लिखा हुआ है, ठीक है, ये पॉइंट हम यहाँ पर ऐड कर सकते हैं. And safeguard these animals from being hunted altogether. Now our concludatory paragraph. To sum up or to conclude, we can say over here, to sum up, to conclude. So, Pranjali, in this passage we cannot say as you can see. Okay.
Okay.
Now, as you can see, whom are we saying you over here? That becomes a very big question, correct? As
Okay.
we can see नहीं होगा पहले. Max to max you can say as we can observe. So when you say we, it becomes you, because you are trying to analyze it and summarize it on whatever you can understand from it, correct? So as we can see, the problems are highlighted in the reading passage, but the listening passage gives us the solution. ऐसे करके you can say it one way of you, how you can present your information, okay? But the best way is to use the words like to sum up, in conclusion, to conclude. These are the best words, or you can simply say finally. जैसे यहाँ पर हमने यूज़ किया है first and foremost, the second, the third, so we can say finally also,
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
Or we can say to sum up or to conclude. Any words can be used. Finally, what's the conclusion?
Mm,
So,
no, we can include the like various factors continue to threaten the survival of African
but
elephants.
that will be like our points, na? We have to say again.
Yeah.
From the passage. Nice. मेरा laptop hang हो गया. Just give me 1 minute, guys. Just 1 minute, guys. Sorry. I had too many tabs open. So that's why. Yep. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. To sum up, the read passage puts forward the problems faced problems which African elephants usually face
Face.
in their natural habitat, and the speaker in the listening passage posits the solution to these problems by highlighting how we as humans can be helpful to these animals and maintain a symbiotic relation with them. Understood? This is how your
It should
passage
be symbiotic relation or symbiotic relationship. Like,
symbiotic relation. According to the grammatical part, it
oh,
can go symbiotic relationship with them. Huh, that sounds better. Okay, now comes the proofreading part. Now, as we want to add one more point over here, first thing we are going to do that, and then we are going to proofread and make sure that there are no grammatical errors, there are no spelling errors. Of course, मेरे इसमें spelling errors नहीं है क्योंकि मेरे इसमें spell check on है already. So, and of course I'm good with spellings, that's another thing. So there will not be any spelling errors, but yes, we have to make sure that there are no grammatical errors. Main thing is whether our sentences make sense. That's the main thing that we need to understand. Sometimes what happens is we go on writing and those sentences become redundant. They lose sense of what we want to say exactly, because we are just trying to write and add everything that we want to add. So understand, what is the first step that we did? We made the outline from the reading passage and the audio. Correct? We understood कि okay, these are the 2 points that we are supposed to mention in one paragraph, these are the 2 points that we are supposed to mention in one paragraph, these are the 2 points that we are supposed to mention in the third paragraph. Correct? Then we started with the introduction, then we started with our first paragraph, then the second paragraph, then the third paragraph, and the conclusory paragraph. Now we are क्रॉस चेकिंग, वी वांट टू ऐड डिडक्ट. ये हम बाद में क्यों कर रहे हैं एडिशन वाला पार्ट जो हमने बीच में छोड़ा था? बिकॉज इस पर थोड़ा सा हमें सोचना पड़ेगा. नाउ वी हैव ओनली 20 minutes, दैट्स व्हाट वी हैव टू मेक श्योर अबाउट. Now if I have 12-13 minutes left, then only I'll go on and add this. If not, if I have already spent, sorry, मैंने उल्टा बोला. If I have already spent 12-13 minutes and I have 7-8 minutes, then I will go ahead and add this first and then proofread. If I have already spent 16-17 minutes, I have only 3-2 minutes to proofread. First I will proofread, because you guys might know, you guys have given the test already, you guys might know it gets auto submitted over there once the time is up. Correct?
okay.
So first we'll proofread, we'll make sure all the sentences make sense, then we will go ahead and add on whatever we want to add on over here. If we keep doing that and if we lose time, जो भी हमने लिखा है, if it doesn't make sense, there are grammatical errors, हमको 4 जो मिलने वाला था वो भी नहीं मिलेगा. ठीक है? बट इफ़ आई डू इट वाइस वर्सा, पहले मैंने प्रूफ रीड वगैरह कर लिया एंड फिर ये ऐड करने गई एंड समझो ये ऐड करने के पहले मेरा वहाँ पर सबमिट हो गया, आई वॉन्ट लूज मार्क्स बिकॉज ऑफ दैट. I want to add it because I feel I could add over They're more to make it, comprehensible, I would say. Correct? But I won't lose lot of marks because of it. Correct? So it is secondary. What is the primary task over here? Proofreading and making sure that the sentences are comprehensible and they make sense. So that's how during the exam you should prioritize your time. You should manage your time. You should prioritize what you're doing over there. Be a little mindful about all these things. Okay? Now another thing that I want to highlight. I didn't wait and keep adding it at that time, because I knew I would need at least 1 or 2 minutes to think of what I'm going to add over here. Correct? According to the paragraph over there. Understood? So that's the reason I didn't spend time at that moment also. So that's how you should manage your time in the exam. Okay, as I said, if I don't add it over there, मेरे marks नहीं जाने वाले हैं. But if I don't write the whole thing, I would lose my marks over there. Correct? That's the thing you need to keep in mind. So time is of essence. But the main thing that I want to highlight to you guys over here is the words that we are using. Here we are starting with the reading passage. Then we go ahead and mention the main thing that both of them are talking about. That goes on that, okay, problems faced by elephants and the listening task. Now see, that's an error that I have done over here. Correct? So I'll go ahead and cross check that. The listening task or the listening passage, I can say, which makes better sense, gives us the solution for the same. That becomes my introduction. Now of course the introduction can be a little bigger depending on the topic. Here the topic is quite simple, right? Then I go ahead and use my phrases. Now understand this, guys. These kind of wordings help you to score. ठीक है? These are called connectors. They help you to score better in the exam. In the listening passage again, professor gives us the solution by stating sustainable development farming will be now, as we want to keep it a simple present tense, we will make it is a more sustainable, is a more suitable option for this. Okay? Then the second problem mentioned by the author in the reading passage is the human elephant conflict. When the elephants are confined to smaller areas, particular clashes with human increases, such as the elephants may invade human settlements, which can lead to damage of the crops, damage of the crops. However, the lecturer gives us a solution to this problem by mentioned by the author is the illegal activity. Moreover, see, these kind of words give us a score. Moreover, now as we have added moreover, we will remove the capital T. The reason why local communities can work effectively is now work repeat हो रहा है, correct? यहाँ पर तो we instead we can add the word cooperate और coordinate, दोनों भी यूज हो सकते हैं. Coordinate would be a better word here. Coordinate and act closely with the government and animal welfare organizations and safeguard these animals from being hunted altogether. To sum up, the author in the reading passage puts forward the problems which African elephants usually face in their natural habitat, and the speaker in the listening passage poses the solution to these problems by highlighting how humans can be helpful to these animals. Okay, does this look better? Now I will go ahead and add whatever to add over here. What should I add over here? Very big question. First and foremost, the author in the reading passage states the problem of deforestation.
Meaning of deforestation or the explanation.
Which is the huge, huge for these elephants. Okay. Meaning of deforestation. Tell me, what can we write? Which is
Cutting of trees in large numbers.
deforestation is cutting off trees in on use scale,
Yes.
which hampers the natural dwelling place of these elephants.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll
Perfect.
remove this sentence over here. I wanted to highlight that part that it is their natural place where they stay, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Instead of saying this, I will say deforestation or it. Okay, because deforestation mention किया है हमने यहाँ पर and बहुत सारी चीज़ें इसके बारे में mention की है. It usually decreases the land available for the elements of that region, which disrupts their habitat. ठीक है, वापस वापस repeat हो रहा है ना हमारा. ठीक है. What is mentioned in the passage? Deforestation of due to human activities, build roads or create more farmland. Okay, risky. Usually to increase the space, increase the area for एग्रीकल्चर ना. फार्मिंग को हम एग्रीकल्चर में चेंज कर रहे हैं. फॉर एग्रीकल्चर एंड टू improve the infrastructure for ease of humans. Deforestation to decrease in the land for elephants of that region. Decrease in the land available for the elephants of that region, which disrupts their habitat. Better? Now,
Yes, ma'am.
if you guys read it, you will understand how it should be. I'm not saying this is the best one, but this is how it should be. At least understand the formation of it, I would say. Okay, how your wording should be, how your paragraph should be, how you have to paraphrase and rephrase over here. Correct? Just give it a read once so you understand of how it should be. Understand the structure moreover, I would say over here. Now, instead of rich people, I'm going to say demand in Asian region over here, because that is something mentioned in your reading
Yes,
passage
ma'am.
here. Okay, in the Asian region. Now I'm going to add the word endangered over here, because in the reading passage it is mentioned that these are vulnerable animals over here. Correct? Vulnerable species over here. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if I have time, of course, I will read it once more before submitting it. Okay. Now, this totally depends on how fast your typing is. My typing is a little slow, so of course, I have taken a lot of time over here, but I'm sure you guys might be typing a little faster. I am not a
Yes,
very
ma'am.
techno savvy person. I am a pen and paper person, so I type slow whenever I have to type. So, but I'm sure you guys might be typing a little faster, so sometimes you might just get done with it in say 5 to 8 minutes. Correct? So you will have a lot of time. So that is the reason I'm saying once you have done the addition and the subtraction of whatever you want to do, the rephrasing, paraphrasing, according to the wordings in the reading passage, you will proofread it once more before submitting it. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
But understood the structure, understood how I have highlighted the points mentioned in the reading, how I have highlighted the points mentioned in the listening passage.
Yes, ma'am.
Now of course मैंने mention बहुत ज़्यादा use किया, you can use some other words also over there.
Okay.
Okay. These wordings with what help us to score what I have highlighted. Okay, the words moreover, then however, then इधर क्या यूज कर सकते हैं, in contrast. Now in contrast क्यों? क्योंकि of course this point highlights the things that it does for deforestation, basically does for humans, correct? But in contrast, जिसके oppose में deforestation hampers the space available for the elephants over here, correct? तो इसके लिए we are
Yes.
using the wordings in contrast over here because it tells us the stark difference between the two things that are happening, correct? So this is how you can use good connectors, I would say. Okay, all your conjunctions which we use, basically they become your connectors over here. Okay, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
now as I have written this for you guys already, I think writing on the same would be pointless for you guys. You can try writing on another topic. I'm going to give you the topic quickly. The rest of the writing task you can do it on your own, it's quite easy. Okay, uh,
Okay, ma'am.
again, Jesse has written an essay on the same topic over here, but it's not a very good one, as you guys can see. It's very brief, correct? It's not enough somehow. We have to make sure that we write at least 20 to 25 words बोला गया है, but we write at least 250 words, I would say. Where do we find the word count over here? Tools. Word count. I have written 328 words. थोड़ा ज़्यादा है, तुम लोग थोड़ा कम लिख सकते हो, ठीक है? Of course I have included lot of sentences in this which are unnecessary, but I wanted to make it look good. That's the reason I have included them. You guys can skip it. Okay, for
Okay.
example,
Okay.
I would say which sentence? This sentence over here can be skipped, I would say, if you want to make it shorter. Again, here after this, of course, we could have skipped this, but adding all these points makes it better. But remember what I had told you guys in the first session when we did the writing. If you guys are making a lot of mistakes in spellings and grammar, then we have to keep it shorter. That is 150, 175 words, max 200 words. If there are no errors, there are no spelling errors, there are no grammatical errors, then you can write more, which can assure you 5 out of 5. ऑफ कोर्स अगर मैंने ऐसा सबमिट किया तो मुझे आराम से 4.5 5 मिल जाएगा, करेक्ट? इवन इफ इट्स मोर वर्ड्स ओवर ईयर, बट देर आर नो ग्रामेटिकल एरर्स. इट शोज माई proficiency skills that okay, I'm not making lot of grammatical errors, I'm not making lot of spelling errors, करेक्ट? मतलब मेरे लैंग्वेज स्किल्स अच्छे हैं, तो ऑफकोर्स मुझे 5 आउट ऑफ 5 या फिर 4.5 तो आराम से मिल जाएंगे यहाँ पर, ठीक है? That's what we need to make sure. But 300 words max, guys. I wouldn't say write 330 words. ठीक है? ऐसा लगता है कभी अगर ज़्यादा हो रहा है, remove some words from that. That's fine. ठीक है? Understood?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Now shall I give you a task?
Yes.
Now I know you guys must have gone through many templates, you guys must have gone through many wordings which you can use, but understand this also, guys, when you go through YouTube, there is a lot of content. Templates वैसे भरे पड़े हैं YouTube पे,
Yes,
ठीक है?
ma'am.
But the thing with templates is we have to understand which templates work and which templates don't work.
Okay.
Now understand this, as you guys know already, whenever you do these tests which are computer based, and I'm not saying this only for TOEFL, for other tests also, when you give tests which are computer based, which are analyzed by AI, in TOEFL you know you have human raters as well as AI raters. Some tests only have human raters, some tests only have AI raters. Now when you give tests which are analyzed even by AI has the source, AI has all the sources open to it, basically. That's what I'm trying to say, correct? So when you use these templates, AI can cross check the templates which are available in the market, That's what makes your answer little poor or weak over there, I would say. Okay, now with that we have to understand, even if we are referring to these templates, we use our own wordings. ठीक है, अभी हमने टेम्पलेट से सब कुछ एज इट इज़ लिया है क्या? नहीं, हमने बहुत सारे वर्डिंग्स हमारे से यूज़ किए हैं. The only thing that we have analyzed from that template is that okay, this is how our phrasing should be, this is how our structure should be. In my first paragraph I should mention the overall topic. In my second paragraph, which is the first body paragraph, I should mention the first point mentioned by the author and the reading, the listening audio. Correct? So we understand the structure of how it should be. Correct? The wordings that we have to use and we can use, but we will go ahead and use our own wordings over there. We won't use the templates as it is. Now another thing with templates is, if I ask you to just copy paste whatever has been given by me to you guys, now imagine even Pranjali, you are going to go and give the test. The answer is going to look similar. You will only use 2-3 keywords mentioned in the passage and the listening audio. Same thing Hamza is going to go and write when he
Yes,
listens
ma'am.
to that audio and the reading passage he reads. Same thing Esther is going to go and do. Same thing Apurva is going to go and do. Same thing Shrutika is going to go and do. And along with that, there are going to be 5-10 more people who are going to use the same template. Now I'm saying it on a smaller scale. Imagine this on a larger scale. When I look at टीचर्स भी असाइनमेंट जब देखते थे कॉलेज में समझ जाते थे ना कि अरे हमजा का कॉपी किया है क्या असाइनमेंट. करेक्ट? बिकॉज हम स्मार्ट है, ह्यूमन स्मार्ट है, बट AI is much smarter. Correct? So AI is going to understand that you guys have not taken this from somewhere, or you guys have made this on your own and you guys have just copy pasted it. You मतलब बोलते ना हम स्कूल में जैसे रट्टा मार के जाते थे ना आंसर, वैसे. ठीक है, तो वो समझ में आ जाता है कि आप रट्टा मार के आए हो. You are not showing your proficiency skills over there, you are not showing your language skills over there. Okay, so the only thing that we have to pick up from these templates is the structure, क्योंकि हमें उसको कैसे दिखाना है स्क्रीन पे, वो हमें समझ में आना चाहिए. वर्डिंग्स कैसे हमें यूज़ करने हैं, कौन से हम यूज़ कर सकते हैं. We can't use the same words every time. Of course I don't ask you to memorize these templates, but understand the structure. And how will you understand the structure? When you practice, when you keep practicing the same thing again and again, you know the structure already. During the exam you don't have to think much. फर्स्ट पॉइंट दिखा, फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ. सेकंड पॉइंट दिखा, सेकंड पैराग्राफ. थर्ड पॉइंट दिखा, थर्ड पैराग्राफ. इंट्रोडक्शन लिख दिया, कंक्लूजन लिख दिया. सोचना भी नहीं है कि अभी इसको मैं कैसे स्ट्रक्चर करूँ, अभी मैं फर्स्ट पॉइंट में क्या डालूँ, सेकंड पॉइंट में क्या डालूँ. उतना दिमाग ही लगाने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. उतना ऑटोमेशन पे हमारा हो जाना चाहिए टिल द डे ऑफ द टेस्ट. ओके, दैट्स व्हाट इज़ नीडेड फ्रॉम यू गाइस. सो जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड द स्ट्रक्चर. अंडरस्टूड? क्लियर?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
That's
ma'am.
what is expected. Okay, now I'm going to give you one topic. Just give me 1 second. Let me come back. Actually, I was going to take this on Friday. नहीं, wait, Tuesday. यार कल छुट्टी थी तो ऐसा लगता है कि सैटरडे था, संडे था. That's what happens. Okay, can you guys see the topic? Can you guys see my screen basically?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you guys already know that you get 3 minutes to read the passage. You have overall 20 minutes to write your response, correct? And first you will get reading on your screen, correct? Same way, you have the topic on your screen, start reading it.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, shall I scroll down? Okay, shall I scroll down?
Yes.
This is where it gets over. Done? Shall I play the audio?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 1 second. Is it audible to you guys?
No, ma'am.
Okay, wait.
No, ma'am.
Now listen to part of a lecture on the
It starts from here.
topic you just read about.
None of the solutions you've read about will effectively stop birds from bird on the outside. A one-way glass surface reflects just like a mirror. And a surface that reflects like a mirror is just as bad as regular glass for birds because birds don't understand mirrors. If they see a reflection of the sky in a mirror or of a tree in a mirror, they think the reflection is the sky or is the tree, and they'll fly right into them. The second solution, painting colorful patterns like stripes on regular glass also has problems. As the reading said, these designs include openings so people inside the buildings can see out. But birds will perceive these unpainted openings as open holes. And if birds think that they're seeing holes, they will try to fly right through them. To prevent birds from doing this, the unpainted spaces in a window would have to be extremely small. But that would then make the rooms of the buildings too dark for the people inside them. The third solution, creating an artificial magnetic field, won't work very well either. While it's true that birds use Earth's magnetic field to help them navigate, they use this only when they're traveling very long distances. For example, if a bird is migrating from a cold country to a warm one before winter, it will use its magnetic sense to figure out which way it should fly. But this ability isn't used to go over short distances, such as going from one side of the city to another. For short trips, birds use their eyes and the brightness of light to determine where to go. So magnetic signals from buildings won't have much effect.
Okay, have you guys got the points?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Now you can start writing.
Ma'am, can I leave now? Actually, I wanted to join another lecture.
Oh, okay. Okay, finish this for homework and then share it with me, okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
And ma'am, can you also provide the PDF which we completed?
For this, right?
Yeah.
I will share it with you guys.
Okay.
Okay, make sure you write it in proper structures the way I have told you guys, and share it with me.
Okay.
Share it by you. Okay, guys, we'll stop over here then.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.